So, like, I have questions that I feel need to be answered, and maybe someone out there can help me out with this. Usually, I'm really good at giving advice and things like that, but I really need some advice as far as to what the fuck is going on. And like I say, this is no judgments. This is just none of that. This is just me trying to get an understanding. Um, and a lot of times when I get my understanding, it's just by me running my mouth. So, um, I really want to understand why in 2021, individuals feel that contraception is an option instead of a need or a necessity when having sexual interaction with individuals, let alone individuals that we don't know. Because if we're being honest, in 2021, many of us use social sites. Many of us use, dating apps like Plenty of Fish, Grinder, for the gays. Just a slew of, of ways that you can interact with people and or meet people. Many use these apps just for sexual encounters. And the one thing I've noticed using these apps is that 90% of these people are married, have, literally whole lives outside of these apps. But the one thing that I find in common with these apps is that most of these people on these apps don't know what the fuck it means to use contraception, or they act like they don't. I think it's crazy, and I'm saying this without judgment at all to anyone who feels as if, they aren't really keen to contraception. Whatever floats your boat, hey, go for it. But I don't understand how in this day and age we as a society can know what we know, see what we see, and still act and engage in such ways. And there are so many ways in things that we do as a society that is wrong. But I'm just pinpointing this one right now because I really want to get an understanding as to why so many individuals don't use contraception. No judgment. Like, I can't pass judgment because we've all done things. We've all been places. My whole question and my whole reason for making this video is, number one, to inform. That's number one. But number two is, like I said, to gain an understanding as to what people go through in their lives to feel as if, hey, my life isn't worth it. I'm just going to risk it all and just have an experience or allow an experience and or moment to dictate my life moving forward. Because no matter what you believe, having that type of energy exchange, because what a lot of people don't understand or overstand is that a sexual encounter is an energy transfer between two individuals, three individuals, four individuals. For all of you other motherfuckers, the 10s, 15, the orgy motherfuckers, is just an energy exchange between individuals. And that's a very powerful exchange, one of the most powerful exchanges you can have with another. And so besides just the stereotypical things that we as individuals know, the diseases that you can get from having intercourse without contraception, the responsibilities of a child. Don't deal with that. But the responsibilities of a child, and just the spiritual warfare you take on within yourself, engaging with people. I don't understand it, and I would like to have a better understanding as to why we as individuals, partake or and engage like this. This video and be like, you're passing judgment, or you're being nosy, X, Y, and Z. What's for you is for you. What doesn't fit doesn't fit. Because I'm the first person to say, if it's not for you, it's not for you. What doesn't fit your life doesn't mean that it's not for someone else. But I think consciously we can all agree that this one particular act right here, this one particular situation is detrimental. It's very detrimental to all of us, spiritually, physically, emotionally, whatever the case may be, however you want to flip it, spin it, and or smack it. And the reason I say that is because you wake up every single day. I know for me personally, you get on social media, you get on Twitter, you get on Facebook, whatever it is that you see, or wherever it is that you are looking, wherever it is that you are engaging, and you see these sexual acts, and you see people engaging in acts without it, without contraception, without the protection, the right protection. And it's not just the contraception, it's the contraception protection, it's the consciousness protection that one should have for oneself. Because if one was conscious enough, one would be able to determine, or one would be able to deter away from energies that they know are not for them. And that's a whole nother conversation. But I'm really trying to have an overstanding, because I think it's just me personally getting upset with the individuals who have approached me in my past, with people who have just stepped to me in a way and in a manner that I felt disrespectful. I don't feel that it is okay, and I think that is my point. I don't feel like it is okay for anyone to use an excuse of they've been tested, they're clean, so they don't need to use protection. First of all, the protection isn't just for you, it's for the other person as well. And if you are the other person, the protection should be for you and not the other person. If you're looking at it from that point of view, you shouldn't put yourself in a situation or deal with someone who's not willing to give you the right, the respect, and or the gratitude of being like, hey, here, you don't know me, I don't know you, I don't know what you've been through, you don't know what I've been through, but I want to have an encounter with you, but I want it to be safe, I want it to be fun, and I want it to be an experience that we both enjoy. Here's the protection, just to make sure that we're both safe from just a possibility, you know? And I say that because not everyone's going to be honest with you. Not everyone's going to tell you that they are dealing with something, or whether they're not. Not everyone's going to tell you that they have a family at home. Not everyone's going to tell you that they have X, Y, and or Z issues that come with having a sexual encounter with them. And you take on all of those issues whether you believe it or not. So I really just am trying to not only get an understanding, but pass along the message to that young individual. And I say young individual because it doesn't matter how old you are. If you are engaging with people in ways where you are not conscious enough to know right from wrong, to know what's good for you and what's not good for you, then you are young-minded. You are a young individual, because believe it or not, I'm still very much young. I still have a lot of learning to do. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, but I'm forever going to make sure that whatever it is that I learn, I make sure I pass it along to someone else. And I know there's somebody else who is just as young. And I keep seeing fucking flashes around my thing. There's a fucking ghost in my house. Bothersome little bitch. Let me shut up for getting mad. But seriously though, this is aggravating, especially for trans women, especially for individuals of the LGBTQT community. It's very easy to allow someone to trick you, to deceive you, to play on you and your emotions because you are who you are, because you may be at a vulnerable state in your life experience where you feel like accepting lesser than what you deserve is going to make you feel better. I promise you it's not. Don't let anyone make you feel like you have to do something in order to have a good time, in order to be loved, in order to be accepted. But and that's not my point to tell you this, to stand the third. I just always really want to make sure that I'm spreading the message of your ABCs, right? Always be choosing to be the best damn version of you, to love yourself, and to protect yourself from caps, red flags, and the people who are against